Good morning. The purpose of this section is to show you how to create work orders in the EWO Work Order system. Let's start with our dashboard screen, which you see over here. We've got three gauges. The first one shows you new work orders. These are work orders that have been created but have not been assigned to an employee yet. We have new open work orders, and these are work orders that are in process, and then we have completed work orders. So how do we create work orders in the EWO Work Order system? Let me show you how simple it is. We find the work order button on the dashboard screen. Click on that. System asks you which building you want to create a work order for. I want to create a work order for a building called Dandenong, so I type in a D. It finds Dandenong. I click on that, and I've got an electrical problem, so I select electrical. And then I select the next button. Which unit am I going to create this work order for? And I'm going to do it for a company called 1234 Integrated Control Systems. Right now, I'm not going to assign this work order to an employee. I'm going to go down to my description field and type over here, the lights need to be fixed. And if I like, I can put in a picture here. I'm going to put in a picture of a bulb. And then I'm going to send an email notification to the person I want to know about this work order. And I'm going to click the create button. Once I create the work button, the system creates a work order. It's as simple as that. If I now go and look at my email system, I will see that an email has been generated informing the employee that a work order has been created, 315-39. Go back to my work orders, 315-39. And now I am going to click update to assign this work order to an employee. I'm going to assign it to an employee called Sachin Massey, and as soon as I click the update button, the system will automatically create for me a chat note on the work order saying the work order was assigned to Sachin Massey, and every activity that we do in EWO Work Order is date and time stamped. If I go back to my email system, I will see that there's another email that has been sent to the employee who was assigned to work on this work order. It's been sent to a guy called Sachin Massey, and it's been assigned to him. So once this gentleman called Sachin Massey looks at the work order, he's got to make a decision on what to do with it, and he decides he needs to send it off to a vendor to fix it. So in my tools bar, I click on the vendor request. And once I do that, all the information for that work order, including the unit address, the building, comes across to the vendor request. And in the vendor request, the first thing I do is select a vendor. And only the vendors who are qualified to work on electrical problems appear on my drop-down box. I select a vendor called Aussie Fix-It-All, and I say the lights need to be fixed, and let's call this that's enough, and I'll hit the send button. When I hit the send button, the system is automatically going to send an email. In my vendor record, I've got email contacts for the vendor. An email has gone to the vendor. For the vendor contact, I put my name, I put my email address as a vendor contact. So I will show you what the email looks like when I come back to the work order. If I look at my chat notes on the work order, there is a note that's been automatically created called. So I've gone to the vendor called Aussie Fix-It-All with the message the lights need to be fixed. If you notice here, there's a little key symbol, which means that this has been saved as a private message, which means everybody can see it except the tenant. There are some bits of information that you want to keep confidential from the tenant. When I go back and look at my emails, I will see an e-work request for Dandenong Building for 315-39 from Indigo Services, which is the company that sent the message. And all that information has gone across. My work description has gone across. The lights need to be fixed. And has gone across the vendor called Aussie Fix It All. The vendor looks at the message, clicks on the reply button, information comes across, and he says, I see what the problem is. And he responds, I see what the problem is. I will come tomorrow to fix lights. And he hits a send button. And when he does that, that message gets automatically transferred to the work order. Vendor Aussie Fix It All replied to this request as follows. I see what the problem is. I will come tomorrow to fix the lights. Also, if you're an employee that's working on lots of work orders, you might not be monitoring this work order. There is also an email notification saying to the employee, saying that the vendor has replied, and the vendor's reply is inserted in the email saying, I see what the problem is. I will come tomorrow to fix the lights. Once all that is done, and the vendor comes across and fixes the problem, and the problem has been resolved successfully, the employee can then mark that work order as complete. That means the work has been done. The system stops counting the number of days to be done, because later on you might not want to close this work order because you might want to add labor and material costs. Once that is done, you can close off the work order. But that complete status has also been inserted, date and time stamped, into the work order. So that's it. That's how simple it is to create a work order. Thank you very much for your time.